Misallocation of energy might be the biggest thing standing between you and your goals. Hey everyone, Claire Wasserman from Ladies Get Paid and your coach for a better work life. Now, today I'm sharing what might be the most transformative framework that I've discovered for goal achievement, and that is called the control framework. Now, here's a question that changed my life. How much time do you spend worrying about, planning for, or trying to change things that are completely outside of your control? Now, if you're like most people, including my former self, the answer is way too much. This misallocation of energy might be the biggest thing standing between you and your goals. Now, the control framework divides everything in your life into three categories. Number one, things that you have direct control over. Number two, things that you have influence over. And number three, the things that you have no control over. When I work with coaching clients, I often find that they're spinning their wheels on category number three, right? Things that they have absolutely no control over, while neglecting category one, where they could make immediate progress. So for example, you cannot control whether you get the job, but you can control how well you prepare for the interview. You can't control the economy, but you can control your spending habits. You can't control other people's reactions, but you can control your own behavior. Now, the magic happens when you focus exclusively on category one, strategically work on category number two, and then this, which is the hardest part, learn to let go of category number three. So here's how to apply this to your goals. Take your domino goal and list everything related to it. Sort each item into three categories, and then create action plans only for the items in categories one and two, and then develop acceptance practices for items in category number three. So let me give you a personal example. When I was feeling overwhelmed with my business, I realized that I was obsessing over things like, I don't know, algorithm changes or competitor moves and economic trends, like none of these things that I could control. Meanwhile, I was neglecting things like my content calendar, client follow-ups, and my own mindset, which were all things within my direct control. When I shifted my focus to what I could control, my stress totally decreased and my results increased. So here's a simple exercise to apply the control framework. Draw three circles on a page labeled control, influence, and no control. Now, for your primary goal, list at least 5 items in each circle. Create concrete action steps for every item in the control circle. Create influence strategies for items in the influence circle, and then create acceptance practices for items in the no control circle. I worked with a client once who was stressing about a potential reorganization at her company. She was literally spending hours worrying about who would be her new boss, whether her project would be canceled, and if layoffs were coming. We applied the control framework and realized that the only things in her control were updating her resume, documenting her achievements, and continuing to excel at her current work. Once she focused on these areas, her anxiety decreased dramatically. And ironically, she ended up in a better position after the reorg because she was the only one who maintained high performance during the uncertainty. And the best part about all this, it's not so much the outcome as it was the freeing up of energy for her that allowed her to focus on what really matters. So your assignment for this week is to apply the control framework to your domino goal, right? Which is the goal that when you focus on it, it will have the greatest impact in all areas of your life. I'd love for you to share something you're going to stop worrying about in your no control circle in the comments. And hey, listen, one thing you're going to start focusing on in your control circle. Remember, you can worry about something in your no control circle for years and it just won't change a thing. But you can take action on something in your control circle today and see immediate progress. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to be notified for all upcoming videos. You got this.